What is going on, everyone? How are you all doing? This is Carlo here at Magna Crypto, back again with another video. In this video, we're going to be looking at Moonriver, a very interesting project. We're going to be covering that with a nice little overview and looking at the technicals, and also going to be looking at some other coins, seeing how they're doing after their massive runs. So do not miss this. Cue the intro. Before I get started, of course, like and subscribe if you're getting some value from this content. Would very much appreciate that, and it's all free. So just a little like and a little subscribe would be much appreciated. Now let's get straight into this video. So Moonriver, I'm only going to be covering it as an overview. I don't want to go too far in depth, but it's quite simple if you think about it. You don't really have to go into the nitty-gritty. If you understand what Kusama is, which is essentially a testing ground for Polkadot, right? Moonriver is the same thing. It's a testing ground for Moonbeam, which is essentially the project where all the actual live applications will be run on. So Moonriver is the Kusama. How do I phrase that? It's the Kusama to Polkadot, essentially. So Moonriver is the testing ground. It is on Kusama. Funny enough, which is another testing ground, so it's a double testing ground essentially. So what is Moonriver? So Moonriver is essentially a application that allows any Ethereum application to integrate with Polkadot applications and vice versa. So it allows it to become cross-compatible, and Moonriver is the Kusama to Polkadot. So it's a testing ground where all the new applications that want to be available on Ethereum will first be tested on Moonriver, and then they'll move to Moonbeam, which is the actual official cryptocurrency that would go onto Polkadot. So it's the same thing as Kusama, where it's a testing ground. You try everything, any mistakes that are made, it's not a big deal before it goes onto Polkadot. So that's what Moonriver is. And going into the actual token, the token is a utility token, as you can see here, and it's used for gas fees, it's used for governance, paying for network transactions, and incentivizing collators, empowering their mechanics around the creation of decentralized node infrastructure on which the platform can run. Okay. Now, I do apologize if I butchered some of the explanation, but I think you understand what it is. As I said, it's a tool used to integrate to Polkadot, to Ethereum, between the two massive networks. So it's essentially a bridge between the two major networks, and it allows cryptocurrency to become cross-compatible. So now that we understand what it is, let's move over a little bit to the social media side, because it is important. This is an early stage project. It only became live on Kusama early this month, so it's got 32,000 subscribers, which is still decent for a project that launched not too long ago. As you can see, they joined 2021 in June, so it's quite early. Transitioning over to the technicals though, again, it launched on late August, should I say, or early September. Now, when we look at the actual technicals now, that of course there isn't too much to actually go by, but we can see three big moves. One over here, a pause, a measured move, and then a massive explosion where it peaked in mid-September. Now it's dipping. So we haven't got too much to actually go by. But we can see these key levels here, the top of this swing high. We can see the top right here, if it's willing to actually draw, and then we can see it's still trying to form a bottom, but at the same time it's also creating somewhat of a falling wedge. Now this could turn into a bullish move. A falling wedge is a bullish move. If it breaks out to the upside, similar to this right here, then we could see maybe a third wave going potentially as high. Let's measure this out right here, and then put that to the bottom over here. If it copies a similar move, then we could see go all the way to the mid 600s. Really? So which would be decent returns from what we have right now. about 100%. That's I'll take that any day of the week. So potentially we could see a falling wedge, which is a bullish move. That's one case scenario. Of course, the other case scenario is this swing low right here. If it breaks below, then there's not much in the way until the next support area around $160. So that's another potential move that it could make. So we're going to probably see the result very shortly. Now, I'll be honest, looking at this, it's not showing too much sign of moving to the upside. We've got a bit of selling going on from the 300s down into upper 300s, just down below 300 now, and it's not showing too much buy side demand. So I think it might just dip further down into this area and find some support. But we got to see, it is really 50-50 in my eyes, because this does look like a nice somewhat falling wedge, although there isn't too much bouncing on the other side of this wedge. It's more like a straight downtrend. So we've got to see how it performs in the next week. Let's have a quick look at the weekly. Weekly, we're not seeing much at all, apart from a local top at 420, and then the next swing high around 160. So there isn't much to really go by on the weekly. What I would say potentially is this could be an inverse ascending scallop, which is like an inverse J essentially. This move I remember seeing quite often with Polkadot, and if it actually, let's get a Fibonacci, if it stops around the 0.5 level, which funny enough it actually found support, then potentially we could see a massive move to the upside. So let's keep an eye out on this mover, the Moonriver token. It's looking interesting. Another cryptocurrency I want to have a quick look at before wrapping up this video is Near Protocol. Now, Near Protocol, as mentioned, I covered this during the highs at above $10. I mentioned this wick showing a lot of profit taking, and now it's tapped that level perfectly as pointed at by the arrow that I drew. It hit exactly that swing high, this previous resistance level, which has now become support. This is a perfect time to buy. Well, I did invest around $7 because I wait for that level to hit. Patience rewarded me with a good entry. Now, it's not out of the woods yet. It can still go further down, tap that again, and then turn around. We need to see a candle showing a proper reversal before we get too excited. But it is finally getting retracing, and this is a better time to buy rather than when it's on its up and near the rally. Anywhere in these levels is not a good time to buy. This is where people dump their bags on you rather than you making a lot of profit. Quick look at AGIX, one of our favorite tokens. It's showing a nice reversal. This massive wick, which I mentioned the key level 25 cents, is now turning around. Now potentially this could be a dead cat bounce, because there's all this profit taken, massive sell side pressure. It would require a lot to actually turn this around properly and move to the upside. So if it closes here and creates a nice swing low, that's very positive. I would want to see more higher highs and high lows to build on this. Otherwise, I think this is premature and this could end up going further down. So be patient. Don't get too fooled by this reversal. NANI? As I said, this is massive sell side pressure. Probably too much to keep it up for the meantime. We're going to wrap this video up here. I mainly wanted to cover Moonriver, very interesting project and still early stages. Definitely worth a small bag at the very least. Not financial advice, but it is the Kusama to Polkadot. So I think it can do very well, the same way Kusama has done very well. So we'll leave it at that. See you in the next video. Peace.